I'm about to show you a pasta recipe that is so simple and easy that anybody could step into a kitchen and make it on their first try. So about a year ago, I actually traveled over to Italy and we were in Rome, 𝐾𝐨 Terre, we went to the Amalfi Coast and a bunch of different places. Every single time we had a meal that was fresh pasta, you never felt full, it just felt good, you felt light. Normally, a lot of the time when you get like a pasta from a store or something, it's meant to be preserved, so then overall, it just makes you feel bloated. This recipe is so clean that it's only 4 ingredients and it'll only take you 30 minutes. Starting with our first ingredient, we have a type 0 flour. The reason we're using this type of flour is because it's an extra fine flour and it's gonna make the end result of this pasta that much better. And if I were you, I'd recommend getting a scale because this is gonna help you with your measurements a lot more because we're gonna be doing it by the gram. You get yourself a bowl and we're gonna place it on top of the scale and then we're gonna tare it and now we're good to go. And now for the measurements. For the rule of thumb, every 100 grams is gonna feed 1 person. So for example, I've got me here and I've got my cameraman. So I'm gonna make 200 grams worth of flour off of this batch. Now we put our scale to the side and we're gonna take our flour that we just brought in and we're gonna put it down on the cutting board into one big pile. Once you get to this step, you're gonna take the bottom of the bowl that you just used and you're gonna press right into the middle so that way you can create yourself a crater directly on the inside. You're almost making like a bowl with the flour. Now for the next measurement, every 100 grams that you use, you're gonna use 1 singular egg. So in our mathematical equation, we got 2 eggs. Crack it, and we're gonna place it directly in the middle. Carefully placed in there. And now we've got a perfect bowl of eggs with our flour. After you've got your eggs in there, we're gonna add some olive oil. The olive oil is used for a little bit extra flavor. Pour that right in the middle, give it a little drizzle. And then lastly, we're gonna add some salt. And we're just gonna put a pinch right over top. And now we're ready to start mixing it together. What's most important is that you have yourself a fork, and then I would also recommend getting a dough cutter because you're gonna need this later. So we're gonna start off using this fork, and we're basically gonna break up the eggs that are inside of the flour while also pushing together the edge of the flour to incorporate it in as the yolk gets mixed. And you're gonna continue to do this until all of the flour mixes in. It's gonna start to look like it's got like a little bit of a yellow clumpiness to it, and that's exactly what you wanna get in order to move on to the next step. And once you get to that stage, you've got yourself your yellow tint, take your dough cutter and simply just start chopping like this, back and forth, almost as if you were to dice it. You want that yolk and that flour to break up as evenly as possible. Once your mixture starts to look yellow and flaky, kind of like this, you want to form this into a ball almost as if you're making a dough. I'm gonna start bunching up the flour together and then I'm just gonna press inwards. And you can see that it's starting to maintain a little bit of shape right here. And that's where I'll turn it over and start kneading. So in this kneading motion, you're basically holding the dough with your hand and then you're pressing with your palm. Rotate, find the side that looks the most oblong, and then just press into it. There are no cracks. It's all just smooth on the edge and it looks consistent all the way around. And for the final form, I just like to take my hands and almost like you're rolling out a meatball, I like to press, get all those cracks to form together, and then you're left with a pasta dough ball. We gotta wrap this up. This part's very simple. You're just gonna lay down your plastic on a flat surface, such as a countertop, put your ball in the middle, and now I'm going to cut my plastic and then fold the plastic over top and let it roll through all the way down. And then from here, you can push the air out by bringing your fingers around the side and then tie it. You can simply just roll the ball and let the wrap do the work. The next thing you know, you got a perfectly wrapped pasta ball that's ready to rest. You're gonna let this sit for 45 minutes at room temperature so it can fuse together. 45 minutes later, you'll see that we have our ball. Now you'll see that it's all sealed into one. I can move it around, it's not going anywhere. And you've got 2 options. You could either roll it out with a rolling pin or you could use a pasta roller. So we start with a little bit of flour on top of our rolling pin, as well as coating lightly our pasta dough. Just in slow increments, let it work its way down naturally until it meets its way against the countertop. And now personally, what I like to do from this point, once I have it flat enough on the countertop, is I like to cut it in half so I can get my portion sizes right. So that's as simple as taking something like a chef's knife and literally just cutting straight down the middle until you reach the end. So what you may do next is you can actually fold these creases inside and then turn it upside down because now you can have a more squared off shape. So when you're folding it and you're cutting your pasta out, it all comes together in unison. And now we can bring this to the pasta roller. If you don't have one, just keep rolling it out until you got the thickness that you want. We want to optimize the thickness based on the type of pasta that we want to do. And for the sake of this video, I'm going to show you guys fettuccine because it's the easiest to cut without a pasta roller or a cutter. We're going to start on the widest setting possible. I'm going to speed 2 and this is a 10 speed. So that kind of gives you a gauge on how fast you want it to go. We're going to take the pasta, put it directly through, and let the roller do the work for you. And as we do this, we're going to continue to thin it out by changing the setting until we get it to the thickness that we want it to be. Now you can see it's really putting in the work. And now we're good to go. I'm gonna show you how to cut this thing if you don't have a pasta cutter. You wanna make sure that you have your length cut before you get your width, because you don't wanna have your fettuccine literally being this long. It just doesn't make sense. So if you just have like a ruler or something, then you could basically measure out 12 inches, find your sweet spot, and I'm just good at gauging my distances, so this is about 12 inches, and then we'll do the same thing. I have a little bit of excess here, so I'll just add it to what I have sparingly. We can move on to how you actually cut these. I'm basically taking it, folding it over, and then back, and then over, until you get everything done, and now you can turn it horizontally. And we're simply going to cut out the thickness that we want for fettuccine. Don't press too hard because you don't want this to fuse together. Just want straight, even cuts all the way throughout. You can pick one of the pieces up and it easily just unfolds until you have fettuccine. And if you want the link to any of the gadgets that I use, such as the KitchenAid for example, then it'll be in the description box below. Now we'll put the pasta down on the drying rack. Before cooking your pasta, make sure you salt the water. It's gonna absorb into the pasta and it's gonna make it taste way better overall. So here I've got about 3 liters of water inside of this pot, and that's just to be able to compensate for the amount of pasta that we have here. It could vary depending on how much you make. We're simply just going to pick it up and just drop them in. Fresh pasta does not have to cook that long because it's fresh, right? It's not coming from dry. You want the pasta to be al dente, and you'll know that with a few indicators. It's like a bite through feeling. It's not gonna be too tough, but it's not gonna be like squishy and soft. You'll be able to bite through it with ease. You'll also know if it sticks to a wall, but I'm not gonna throw pasta at my wall, so just don't even worry about that. So throughout the cooking process, sometimes I'll pull a piece out just to check it. If I think I should cook it more, it's probably got about 2-3 minutes left and then it'll be good to go. When your pasta's done, strain it, plate it, and then you're gonna wanna add your sauce of choice, which I'm just doing a generic tomato sauce that I made, obviously. Add your finishing touches. And we are officially complete. We have ourselves a beautiful and an easy at-home fresh pasta recipe. And in honor of Ethan helping me with this video, I'm gonna let him be the one to taste test this. How does it taste?
It's pretty good.
I'm glad, appreciate that. What? I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and make sure you guys send it to your friends if you want to learn how to make good pasta, if you want them to make it for you. My name is Anthony Camarda. Thank you for watching these videos. Make sure you like, subscribe, turn post notifications on, and I'll see you guys on the next video.